Hey folks, welcome back. Pop Retro. You can find me at Pop Retro 1 at Instagram and Twitter, and at facebook.com/popretro1. You can also find me at patreon.com/popretro, and that's where you can find me on social media. Wanted to stop in to the interwebs today to talk about this 1998 little comedy film called Safe Men. Now, this is one I remember from back in those days. I think I saw it in 98 or 99 as a VHS rental when I was in college. This is apparently the first time that this film has been on Blu-ray, according to Mill Creek Entertainment, who have released this recently. It's directed by the comic filmmaker John Hamburg. Hamburg, of course, did Meet the Parents, Zoolander, Along Came Polly, among others. And this, I believe, was his first... I think this was his debut. I think this was his first. I'd have to double check that, but I think that's what I read. So basically, you have these two really untalented singers who are mistaken for a pair of professional safecrackers. Okay, and this local, like, low-level mobster presses them into service. And of course, that puts them at odds with the real safecrackers, the ones that they're posing as, and the ones they're pretending to be. Now, of course, romance comes along in the form of the daughter of one of the targets. And also, this guy is also running a shady business. But, his daughter is, quite fond of one of these illicit, fake poser safecrackers. So it stars Sam Rockwell and Steve Zahn as the two singers turned safecrackers. And when they say singers, it is pretty funny because these guys are actually, they're like a duo. They've got like their little synthesizers and recorded background music, and they're playing for the Elks Club Lounge or Lodge and or like the old person's homes, things like that. So they're just trying to get by, kind of like a small town like wedding DJ or wedding singer or something like that. So obviously when the money comes a calling, to be safecrackers, and they get mistaken for being those safecrackers, they jump at it. And so Mark Ruffalo and Josh Pais, they play the real safecrackers, and also starring is Paul Giamatti, who is the guy who initially sees these two posers and mistakes them for the safecrackers. So when I first saw Safe Men in college, this would have been in the late 90s, and I recall enjoying just the goofiness of these losers getting caught up in their shenanigans. And I think it just is because I guess it reminds me of not really myself, but like in a way of myself and my friends back then, because it was just sort of the attitude of the day. I mean, these guys, it's obviously exaggerated. They look like Scooby and Shaggy when they get scared, when something scares the crap out of them, and they jump and they hug each other. These guys are like doing crap like that. They're just scared out to their wits' ends, and they're pretty idiotic, but they're lovable losers, And so, the world of the Gen X slacker was in full effect by 1998. That's kind of a theme, a through line through 1990s movies and media, TV shows, and just the whole, state of young people during that time. Teenagers, and especially people my age. I would have been 22 years old when this came out, so I was like perfect age for it. And so, these guys fit the mold perfectly. And watching it now, though, all these years later, I'm 46 years old now, and I can see why it wasn't a hit. I can see why maybe it's not well remembered. Some people I've noticed didn't even know this existed. And, it's not super hilarious. It's not super hilarious in the way that Meet the Parents was. I remember thinking Meet the Parents just a couple of years after this was super, super funny, but it was also funny for the whole family. You could watch it with your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, and your parents, and just everybody. And everybody, I think, could enjoy that movie. It had pretty broad comedic appeal, whereas this one is a little more narrow, when it comes to that appeal. But these days, I thought that the character of Michael Lerner, the actor Michael Lerner, the character he plays, which is Big Fat Bernie, he's basically the mob boss, this low-level mob boss, the guy who's pulling the strings, trying to get these guys to break into these safes for him, or else he'll kill them. And he's so over the top in his caricature that I found it super hilarious now. And I don't really recall, laughing at it back in 1998 or 99, or remembering it so fondly. I was connecting more with the two young guys that were my age back then, and now it's like the older I get, the more I'm laughing at the older dudes in some of these movies, just being over the top and being funny, and basically treating the young idiots as they sort of deserve to be treated in some ways. So in the end, there's enough diversions from Sam Rockwell's character. He has a romance with Hannah, Christina Kirk's character. She's cute. And also there's little Bernie Jr., played by Michael Schmidt. He is the son of Big Fat Bernie. And he's on this journey to becoming a man, and he's got to survive his bar mitzvah. And that's just kind of another side plot, side story that's kind of going on. And so it's just kind of all over the place. And Harvey Fierstein's in this. He's hilarious. Peter Dinklage is in this. He's funny. He plays like a hit man. And a small part, but, so you see these familiar faces that you forget, were in some of these lesser known movies from back in the day. And of course, Paul Giamatti's dorky, right-hand man trying to be tougher than he really is really comes off pretty good. I think it's pretty funny, and I think I found that super hilarious back in the day because he was just good. You can see how he's dressed here, even on the cover of this. So you've got no special features on this, but it is on Blu-ray for the first time. This is the Mill Creek edition, just released recently. There's some of the screenshots you can see, and there is, I believe, subtitles, English SDH subtitles. There's a look at the disc on the inside. And I was able to actually dig out of my collection my old VHS, which I still had, so I can finally replace that. And so at some point, I think around 2001 or 2, let's see, I think this was a blockbuster purchase. Back when they were getting rid of a lot of their old movies. Look at that. I didn't rewind that one. I was not kind. Did not rewind. So, Safe Men. Every once in a while I have a VHS. Well, not every once in a while. More than often. A lot of times I have a VHS of something that I'm being able to upgrade when I get the Blu-ray or DVD of. And I just have them buried in my stacks and collections so far back that it's hard to dig them out sometimes. So might as well show it to you before I toss this in the to-go bin, the to-go on eBay or giveaway bin. I'm not sure. There are still people that collect VHS, and I keep my VHS if I don't have any other format for the film, or if, it's never been released on any other format. And but when I do get the DVD or the VHS, the Blu-ray or the 4K UHD, I do try to free up some room by getting rid of the old format. So there you have it, Safe Men 1998 from Mill Creek Entertainment. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon with some more haul videos and some more reviews. Again, coming up soon.